Alright, YouTubers, welcome back to my channel. I'm Mr. Digital 45, and we're continuing with the next shelf. I know I didn't do it the next day like I wanted to, but like I said, I had a lot of things planned. My daughter went to cheer competition over the weekend in Columbus, which I was going to film, but they didn't allow filming, so I just didn't do it. But she won. Her team got the national championship, so I'm happy with that. And so let's go with the D's. And before I do start, say I got Cocktail with Tom Cruise. I found it down there when I was going for the D's. And these are all the D's I found I have on VHS. It's Death Before Dishonor, because it was right here before, right after Death Becomes Her. So Death Before Dishonor with Fred Dryer. We'll go on here. And then this is John Waters' Desperate Living. One crazed, whacked out movie. His early days of cinema, man, these films are so whack, but they're good. You like B-movie trash, and I call it trash because it's just so bad it's good, you know. Alright, next up we got some Patrick Swayze and Jennifer Grey and Dirty Dancing. Best of Vestron, the old Vestron video. Next up we got Lee Marvin, Charles Bronson, and John Cassavetes and Jim Brown, the ex-Cleveland Browns running back, in The Dirty Dozen. Also Donald Sutherland's in this too. Next up we got Clint Eastwood and Dirty Harry, his first time out as the crime fighter. The cop with an attitude. Maybe how you want to say it. Next up we got some Disorganized Crime with Lou Diamond Phillips, Ed O'Neill, Corbin Burnson, Fred Gwynn, who played Herman the Monster. Next up we got Gary Cooper in Distant Drums. Next up we got Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan in DOA. Followed by Richard Dreyfuss, Bette Midler, and Nick Nolte in Down and Out in Beverly Hills. And finally in these we got some Tom Hanks and Dan Aykroyd in Dragnet. Alright, that's do it with the D's, and let's go find some E's, and then we'll continue. Alright, we're right back. And I found some E's, and here they are. We got some East of Eden with James Dean. We got Charlie Sheen, John Cusack, Dermot Mulroney. Is it Dermot Mulroney? No, Dermot Mulroney in this. I don't think so. Damn. My brain. Well, we got John Cusack, at least Charlie Sheen, and D.B. Sweeney. That's what I was thinking of. And 8 Men Out, about the 1919 Chicago White Sox. Next up, we got some John Wayne and Robert Mitchum in El Dorado, which you see by this cover, it's kind of different. And then I got El Dorado again, but this is a later release of El Dorado compared to this is like the original, and this is like a couple years later probably re-release. Then we got Elephant Man with John Hurt and Anthony Hopkins. Next up we got Clint Eastwood in the third installment of Dirty Harry, The Enforcer. Alright, next up we got some Paul Newman, Eva Marie Saint, Ralph Richardson, Peter Lawford, and Lee J. Cobb in Exodus. That's a double feature. That is CBS Fox Video. Next up we got William Peter Blatty's The Exorcist, directed by William Friedkin. Max Van Sydow, Linda Blair. Next up we got Chuck Norris and An Eye for an Eye. This is an old Embassy release. I don't know what this is. It's stuck on here. I don't want to rip my I'll have to check that out later. I don't want to rip it. Oh, it's a piece of tape. I just noticed it. Okay, we'll get that off later. I don't want to rip the box. I got some of that tape away. Alright. Next up, we got to get some F's here. So to bounce off, we can do that pretty easily. Right here, whole stack of F's right there. A Few Good Men, Family Business. Look at that. Father of the Bride, 1 and 2. Go right off with it. Oh man. Ooh, looks like I forgot a D. And it's Die Hard. It's down there, so we'll have to put that in order. There we got some more F's there. Oh, we got another D. The Deep. See, when you look over, sometimes you can look over things. There's 2 more F's. They're all out of order on you. What do we got here? Oh, 2 more F's. And we got an E in here. Excalibur. Oh, my. Throw that up in there. Alright. I think it's getting a little tricky to try to film this and grab. So, I will see you in a minute. We got some rearranging to do here. Since, oh man. We'll be back. I gotta rearrange this. Alright. We did a little, changing around here. So, like I said, we had adding of the Deep with Nick Nolte and Jacqueline Bisset and Robert Shaw and Lou Gossett Jr. Put that there. We had the adding of Die Hard, which was a CBS Fox release version of Die Hard. Get in there. So difficult. Oh. Then we added E.T. to the mix. In between it, Excalibur, which was another one we just added to. They go in there. And the last one in the row is going to be Family Business to start the F's. Followed by Father of the Bride with Steve Martin. Father of the Bride Part 2. Movie called Feds. With Rebecca De Mornay and Mary Gross. Next up we got A Few Good Men. Tom Cruise, Jack Nicholson, and Demi Moore. And Kevin Bacon is also in that. And Kevin Pollak. Next up we got Firefox with Clint Eastwood. And next up we got Clint Eastwood again in A Fistful of Dollars. Throw that in there, huh? Next up we got Jack Nicholson in 5 Easy Pieces. Next up we got some Jennifer Bills in Flashdance. Next up we got Kevin Bacon, Kiefer Sutherland, and Julia Roberts in Flatliners. Next up we got some Chevy Chase and Fletch. Next up, we got some John Goodman and Rick Moranis and the Flintstones movie, the first one. Next up, we got some Harrison Ford and Frantic. Next up, we got Harrison Ford again, and this time in The Fugitive. Next up, we got some Audrey Hepburn and Fred Astaire in Funny Face. And, of course, Brian Brown and Brian Dennehy in FX2. I don't have the first one. And I'm forgetting about two up here. We got Chevy Chase and Foul Play. And Goldie Hawn, of course. And we got the documentary movie Forever James Dean to add to this list. So this would go in between Flintstones and Frantic. Forever James Dean first, and Foul Play, and then whoop. And this part I leave open. I know I did 3 rows up here, but this is where I shoot my videos, if you don't remember. So this is from the angle of the shelf I shoot my videos on, so I need that open. So we'll get to A, B, C, D, E, F, G. We'll get a couple of G's to go into there. And don't forget, we have Every Which Way But Loose up here. But since it's a big case, I like to have it on the top like I did The Golden Girl and High Road to China. And remember, this is a beta. And we'll be right back up to wrap up the second shelf of the videotapes in a minute. Alright, going to go through some of my G's. I found another stakeout, which needs to go up here with Richard Dreyfuss, Emilio Estevez, and Rose Perez. That means Dust Becomes Her will be coming down here. I also found a couple F's. We got Frosty the Snowman. Oh, and I got, it's not it, on one F. And Defense Play. Oh, then I also found Funny Girl with Barbara Streisand and Omar Sharif. So I threw that one in already in the F's. And I need to rearrange these. Okay, so these are both coming over here. Frosty's coming over here. That would be right here. Before The Fugitive. Dog, get out of here. Go on, get out. You don't need to be in here. I know he wants to join the crowd, but he can't do it. Alright. Let me see. 1, 2 from back there. Here. Is it there? Now let me see here. Alright. I have to move an I for an I to over here. Because Dust Becomes Her goes here. See, we just take these down like this so we can see what we're doing. And Defense Play would come. Hold on, I know you. Okay. Defense Play would go right here after the D. Alright. Yeah, it'll go right here. I know I can't see with the shadows, but that gets that all caught up. Now we put these back up. What do we have here? We have George of the Jungle with Brendan Fraser. We got Gettysburg, which would go here. And according to what I got of G's, Giant would go here, but it's not going to fit because it's a double cassette, as you can see. So we just gotta leave that up here because that's where it goes, right here. So, but we'll leave it up until we get find a G that goes there, and this will wrap up this shelf because I just found something else and I'm looking down. We have Father Goose with Cary Grant and Leslie Caron. See, this is why I do these one at a time, because I keep finding stuff when they're all messed up. So from Cary Grant and Leslie Caron and Mr. James Dean and Giant, because this is probably going to go right here after Father of the Bride, and so that would take Giant to the next step. Mr. Rock Hudson and Elizabeth Taylor there, the smaller picture. So, which is a very confusing video. Then I have gone out the one up here, but that's gonna go down on this shelf here. So now with that, we have everything that will fit. So I buy more, of course, you know, unless I buy more. But for now, that's it. Shelf number 2. I appreciate you all watching. And until next time, don't forget to get that thumbs up. And I appreciate y'all watching. That's all I can say. And I will finish this after the holidays. I will plan on finishing this after the holidays. We got all kinds of crap in here right now, and I'm at least trying to get my... We might get this shelf that hangs up on the wall that will hold more. So you can see I got the 3. I got more pieces of wood right here. I bought it more so I can... What are you doing? Oh, there's my nice ass. Before I leave it, there's pounding on underneath. The wife is doing something. We got a big old marble picture. You got some Thor, you got some Iron Man, you got Captain America, you got Spider-Man, Captain Marvel, Ghost Rider up the top, you got the Red Skull in the middle, you got the Hulk, you got the Falcon, She-Hulk is in there, Groot there on the side, Thor, with their head to get Moon Knight. I think that's Moon Knight. Their heads are kind of cut off. In this picture, Star-Lord, Nick Fury. I don't recognize her, unless that's but to be Gamora. I don't know. And a different kind of picture, and they got Thanos there. So yeah, I found this for a real cheap price. So I will be hanging it up. So alright. Like I said, the next shelves will be going over here. I got the wood, like I was saying before I remembered about this big old marble poster. Kind of goes good with this little marvelous poster of the Avengers. I don't know what I just dropped. Oh yeah. I dropped The Thing and Psycho. The Thing 4K and Psycho. And there's a tape of High Noon underneath right there. I have to pull out before I forget about it. Alright, things are mess in here. I'm working on it, and that's why it's taking so long to put out videos. But I will put more videos out. Like I said, I appreciate y'all watching. Please give that thumbs up. Until next time, we'll leave you with the embrace of Clark Gable and Vivian Lee and Gone with the Wind. See ya.